Feel Good Friday all day long. All day long. Dancing to our favorite song. Favorite song. Lori Jeffy set the tone. Never gonna be alone.
Man, you wouldn't believe how much we had to pay for that.
Yeah. Yeah. It certainly wasn't free. Honestly.
Good morning. It is a Feel Good Friday, October 11th. It is also your last day. Just 10 more codes left for the... Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know you guys were still singing. Your last day for the codes. First one at 8 o'clock this morning. Grab the 94.9 HOM app and be ready to enter those first code at 8 o'clock.
So I got a message last night. I got a text message from Kylie, who we used to work with here. And not here, actually, when we were on the queue. Stay with us. It's been a heck of a career. So we used to be over on Q97.9, and Kylie was one of the 3 seats that we had when we were a 3-person show. Yada, yada, yada. I get a text around 7:30 last night. Vornis, get outside. That's the text. And I think, okay. So I get outside, and it's because of the Aurora Borealis. The northern lights were visible to the naked eye, let alone, because I've heard, if you can't see them, put your phone in night mode, and then you can see them. Yeah. But they were amazing. They were super amazing on night mode. Yeah. With your phone.
It's like I think this is the first time, at least around in Maine, that we've been able to have northern lights and have the technology to actually see them completely.
That's another thing I was going to say. This is not the first time. We had them just a few months ago. Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I did a whole thing on that.
Didn't even know about that.
And in Portland, too. And the thing that is crazy is
Portland's the tough one to get because of all the lights already in the city.
Exactly. And we seem to be getting them more and more. Now, that's what I want to know. Why are we getting the northern lights so much? I went through my whole life without.
Sun activity right now.
Well, thanks, sun activity. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what active thing means to you, but it was absolutely spectacular. I'm going to throw up some pictures that some friends were sending. Did you see this? And some of them got some really cool ones. And then I went to the Eastern Prom in Portland, and there was a giant cruise ship leaving at night. Mm-hmm. And it was beautiful. It was all lit up with the northern light. It was quite the show. And it cost as much for me to see it as that jingle did.
And probably was a better show.
Much.
So just so you know, behind it is solar activity. Sun fluctuates on an 11-year cycle, and with periods of peak activity known as solar maxima. During these periods, the sun releases more charged particles such as solar flares and coronal mass injections, and when it hits the atmosphere, boom, there's...
Well, it is hitting atmosphere left and right these days because like I said, I went through my whole life without seeing any northern lights and thinking, I'm going to have to go to Alaska.
This was your first time?
This is my first time of seeing them with the naked, of actually witnessing them myself.
Okay.
I've tried a half a dozen times, and I've put my phone in night mode, and I've caught nothing.
First time I saw him, my mother woke me up in the middle of the night, and I was not happy.
I'll catch him later, Ma.
It's Feel Good Friday on the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM. You're listening to the 94.9 HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. It's another Feel Good Friday with Lori and Jeff on 94.9 HOM. 5 calls says it all on the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff.
Well, we've settled a fight in the office for Danielle. We've settled something for Natalie out of curiosity. And now it's Neil from Melbourne, Australia. Yes, he is a listener and a very active listener, too. And we love him. He calls us. He messages us all the time. And Neil wanted to know, for 5 calls says it all, do you tie your shoes with one loop and then you do that? Or do you do the bunny ears, 2 loops, and then do it? I don't even know how the 2-loop thing. But he does it 2 loops. 800-228-1949. You do the bunny loops or the 1 loop?
5 calls. When you tie shoes, is it a bunny loop or 1 loop?
Bunny ears.
Bunny ears.
No way. You're an adult, right?
That's what we're going to call it. I just called it crisscross, but that's not a thing either.
That is too funny. All right, bunny ears. Got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've only seen children do this.
5 calls. 1 loop to tie your shoes or 2 loops?
I'm a mom of a billion kids, and I still do 2 loops myself because that's how I teach them.
That's right. Yes. And I believe you've forgotten how to do the 1 loop as adults do. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're a
but-
bunny looper too. But do you call it
I'm
bunny
a mom,
ears?
so I have to be.
Is it easier? Is that why? Because I was taught the 1 loop.
2 loops is so easy. You just make 2 loops and you put it through. There's like a song too. My kids are all
There's
older
a
now,
song?
thank God, and I don't remember the jingle, but there's a jingle.
Listen, I've been doing this for 48 years, tying my shoes. I can't change now.
So you cannot teach an old dog new tricks.
I just want to know the song. Thank you very much.
This could
All
be
right,
it.
this could be it.
I'm kind of shocked.
As am I.
5 calls. Do you tie your shoes with 1 loop or 2?
1 loop.
1 loop. All
that's
right,
the
it's
right
not
answer.
a clean sweep. Here come the old timers.
Ridiculousness. What ridiculousness is that? He says 2 loops, and I'm like, I don't even know who taught you that because I'm your mom, and I don't even know how to do that. So, but luckily, it's mommy's phone, and mommy says 2 loops. No.
Who's the stranger that taught this kid?
Thank you, caffeinated Nikki. Bye. All right, we're back to bunny loops ahead, 2-1.
5 calls. Do you tie your shoes with 1 loop or 2 loops?
1 loop, loop and pull.
Yep.
Yes,
Yes,
swoop and pull.
swoop and pull, yes.
Swoop and pull. All right. Oh, my
Wow.
God. A
Thank you
true
very much.
5 calls says
Not
it all.
only a true 5 calls.
A comeback.
Here we go. This will decide it. 5 calls. Do you tie your shoes with 1 loop or 2 loops?
No bunny ears.
1 loop.
1 loop.
1 loop.
Yeah. Vindicated.
Oh, thank God. I was so concerned there for a while.
Until I was 30.
You didn't do it until you were 30?
I finally just started doing it the other way, and it was like, oh, no, this is fine, too.
Yeah, they both work fine, I guess.
You're like ambidextrous. I like that. 1 loop or 2. Thank you very much. This settled it. I'm sorry, Neil from Melbourne, but 1 loop beat your 2 loop bunny ears in 5 calls says it all.
It's Feel Good Friday on the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM. You're listening to the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff on a Feel Good Friday. 94.9 HOM. And now it's time for your daily distractions.
Being brought to you by the Bill Dodge Auto Group. When you shop for your next vehicle at Bill Dodge, you're investing in Maine communities because every year Bill Dodge Auto Group contributes over $250,000 to charities in Maine and with fundraisers too. Big inventory that gives back. That is the Bill Dodge difference. So here's a great tip to all you dads with small kids. When you discipline them and you want to have a heart-to-heart, put a shirt on because this 2-year-old is unknowingly roasting her dad on a home cam.
We need to have a serious talk, okay? I love you with all my heart, and I don't like punishing you. But you needed punishments because you're not behaving very well, okay?
You got big nipples.
What did you do to Ty that made me put you in here?
I hit him.
Yeah, why did you do that?
But those.
Honey,
Those are your boobs.
okay.
Those are your boobs.
I don't have boobs, babe.
Kind of. But not really. I mean, half the parts are there.
She starts off with, "You've got big nipples." I don't know if you caught that part. She's 2 years old. She's going to be a handful. There's a new documentary on Martha Stewart hitting Netflix in a few weeks. It's called Martha. And in the trailer, she admits to cheating on her husband. Oh, boy. Her husband was Andy Stewart. They were married in 1961, separated in 1987, divorced in 1990. You can stream this documentary on October 30th. Oh, Martha. Hey, so, everything's a little up in the air these days, and the economy in the world and, stuff. But you know what's really scary? The prices of those giant bags of candy. A new report from Wells Fargo says that one of the reasons that they're so expensive this year is in part because of a shortage of cocoa beans. There's no cocoa beans, apparently, and that's what makes those tiny, tiny little snack-size delicious treats, which is scary. So don't eat them all before, or you're going to have to buy another bag of them, okay? So the Phillies got knocked out of the playoffs by the Mets on Wednesday. We're talking baseball here. And there's this is fantastic because I could see this being a Sox fan also if the Sox were anywhere near the playoffs. But a video of a Philly fan reacting to the loss is going viral because here's a woman comparing the loss of the Phillies out of the playoffs to something you'd think is much worse.
So there's a couple low points in my life. My dog passing away and them getting a grand slam. The grand slam took the cake. I feel like I might either check into AA, therapy, or an institute of some sort because this is crap. It's full of crap.
Okay.
Oh my God. She
May
lost
your
her
poor dog
dog.
rest in peace. Yeah, I get it.
But the Phillies are out.
I get it. The Phillies, yeah, they've lost.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Skyline Chili in Ohio has officially broken the world record for the most pictures of hot dogs posted to Instagram in 1 hour. The representative of the Guinness Book World Record announced that 1,500 pictures of their hot dogs was posted on Instagram in 1 hour. Must be a hell of a hot dog.
That's like, I don't even know how that's possible because damn thing's slower than death for me.
Americans say they lose, speaking of the internet, about 3 days a month to digital content overconsumption, like social media scrolling and streaming. That's not all the content. Just the overload that we feel guilty about. It's not what we're doing. It's just that we did it for so darn long. So there's a list of foods that are delicious in small amounts, but kind of gross in big amounts. It includes pancakes, honey, and cheesecake. And you're
Cheesecake, okay. I'm good with.
Tiny amounts, awesome. Big stack of pancakes, no thank you.
Yeah, a lot of it.
And your final distraction for this Feel Good Friday is Crocs are coming for dogs. That's right, October 23rd, because the brand Crocs claims that people have been asking for them for years.
But have the dogs.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's the best way to start your day. Lori and Jeff on Feel Good Friday. 94.9 HOM.
Feel Good Friday all day long. All day long. Dancing to our favorite song. Lori, Jeff, they set the tone. Never gonna be alone.
It is a Feel Good Friday, and it is your last day of the week. In fact, the last day of all of it for the 30K workday
It's the
payday.
last day.
It's the last day. 10 more codes today. Your first one comes up at 8 o'clock. Make sure you've got the 94.9 HOM app, because without that, you cannot win that 30 grand.
Okay, so I shared something recently with somebody, and they were like, oh, this is fantastic. And I thought, well, if that one person thought it was fantastic, I should share this with more people. So here is my public service announcement for the ladies only.
I'm out.
Yep, you're out. It's about your bra. Ladies, it's so hard to find a bra that fits and is nice and it does its job and it... Anyway, so I've kind of like, over the years, as I change, and I retain weight that normally would just fall off of me. Oh, no. And my boobages, they are bigger than...
Okay.
I'm not going
I've worked
into
with you
grand...
for all this time, and you're getting more. I'm getting more
Come on.
detail. No, don't show them.
Yep. I did not flip up my
No,
shirt.
you did
I'm
not.
just
No,
showing.
no.
Jeff, these are my boobages. But this is a new bra I have on, and I highly recommend it. And I found this bra by doing something I never, ever, ever do. I followed a Facebook thing. Well, I actually do it, but
An ad on Facebook?
An ad on Facebook.
Wow.
I know.
Those usually are trouble.
Thank you. And I am the sucker for all of it, right? I can't tell you. I brought in all the things that I've purchased through a Facebook ad into this studio to make fun of myself. But this one actually worked. It's a company called EBY. I don't know how to say it. It's all capitals. EBY. Anyway, if you're sitting there, and I was having this conversation with a woman who was like, because I said the first thing I do when I get home is take off my bra. She's like, oh, I want to do it right now because I hate my bra. And I said, I actually found one that I actually like. So anyway, there you go. There's your public service announcement, EBY.
This is what I'll never understand about
Women?
What women have to go through. I think it's, that you have an extra garment you have to do just to keep things in place.
Do you mean you want us to not wear one?
No, I'm just saying that's just, you're not comfortable. No one's who's comfortable in a bra?
No one.
That's what I'm
Jeffrey.
saying. That's
Yeah, but we have to because
Right,
it's
that's-
even
and that's what I
less
mean.
comfortable to have them flip-flopping around.
It's a have to.
My God. Even still, though, even with this awesome new bra I found, I still got to hold them when I run.
How often do you run?
I move fast enough to to have an issue.
It's Feel Good Friday on the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM. It's another Feel Good Friday with Lori and Jeff on 94.9 HOM. And now it's time for Coffee with Uncle Nicky.
Stay tuned for the good stuff.
Lori and Jeff on the HOM Morning Show.
Hello.
Uncle Nicky.
I forgot. I'm sorry. This forgetful moment is brought to you by White Mountain Overhead Door Memory Helping Company. God, I forgot.
Shannon and Wayne are going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, we saw them at the fair. They were all excited that you couldn't be there.
Uncle Nicky, one of the things that Wayne shared with me, because he was so shocked by this, how popular you are. He said, I had no idea how popular Uncle Nicky was.
That's very kind words and all. But how do you guys measure the popularity? How do you know this?
People come up to them all the time and talk about you, which is
Well, they're getting their doors.
Right, when they're getting the doors, or they call, or they, oh my God, I heard Uncle Nicky today. Oh, he's so funny.
And this was at the fair, so plenty of people were there walking by their booth.
Something else happened regarding you, Uncle Nicky. So we got this promotion guy. His name is Mike. He's awesome. He was at the fair also, and when he was there, he brought all of the Coffee with Uncle Nicky T-shirts and gave every single ding-dong one of them away. All of them.
Wow.
I know.
We're out of shirts.
We're out of shirts.
You still got your bra, right?
It's on and doing its job, Uncle Nicky. But here's the good news. We might be getting approval for the third run of T-shirts, Coffee with Uncle Nicky.
We don't have that many T-shirts for this radio station.
He's not kidding.
Well, that's very exciting news. I'm glad to hear that everything is copacetic.
They adore you. They adore that you're their spokesperson. They sponsor you, and you get that big fat paycheck from us every week.
I can go and gamble on the horses or something.
Save your money. We won't be talking to you next week because next week is our annual fundraiser called Cans for a Cure. We live, Uncle Nicky, in an RV in a parking lot of a mall for 3 days while we collect bottles and cans for the Maine Cancer Foundation.
Okay, cool.
And how is your lovely wife, Aunt Barb?
She's doing fine, yep.
And how are you doing, Uncle Nicky?
Hold on and I will check. I'm good!
Woo!
He uses a dipstick to find out his level.
I'm glad you guys are going to help some people with your remote.
I'm doing some early math, and it looks like we're going to have a pretty good year for the Maine Cancer Foundation. I'm hoping. I got my fingers crossed.
I wish my condolences to all the Floridians that took a hit. That's too bad.
They need a break, man. I'll tell you.
Sure. They need to relocate Florida right off the coast of Maine.
There you go.
We already got too many of them up here as it is.
I appreciate the sentiment, and we hope that you guys are good. You stay safe, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Will do.
We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Goodbye, Maynard.
I love you, Uncle Nicky.
Okay. Bye-bye.
It's Feel Good Friday on the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM. You're listening to the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff on a Feel Good Friday. 94.9 HOM. And it's time for today's Don't Judge.
What is your Feel Good Friday news? That's today's Don't Judge, being brought to you by A Best Window, manufactured in Maine by Maine craftsmen to handle Maine's unique weather. On Facebook, this is so sweet. Amanda says, the fact that Miss Arabella, her daughter, will finally get to meet Lori and Jeff, her favorite people in the whole wide world. We will be coming down to the tent this week to donate to Cans for a Cure, and we cannot wait.
Well, I hope we don't disappoint.
Okay, way to set the bar high there, Parsons. It's Friday. It's Feel Good Friday, Jeff.
That's what Jeff looks like?
Diane on Facebook says, it's Friday. That's plenty. And it's a 3-day weekend for some. That's right. It is a 3-day weekend for some. So,
we'll see you Monday.
And Alyssa on Facebook says, finding out today I was accepted into a program to complete my second master's degree. Holy cow, Alyssa. That seems like bragging, okay?
That seems like you're going to be in debt for a long time.
Do you need 2 master's degrees? All right, what is it for you? What's your Feel Good Friday news? 800-228-1949.
Don't judge. Tell us your Feel Good Friday news.
I got my Uncle Nicky's T-shirt at Freiburg Fair.
Woo! Nice. You're one of the people that Mike gave T-shirts out to.
Hope you got, I'm glad you got it before they were gone.
I know. It was the slim picking sizes, but I got one.
Well, when they say okay to another run of them, if you need another size, you let me know, okay?
Oh no, we got one.
All right.
I'm so glad I got one.
That's awesome. I'm glad you did too.
You guys have a great day.
You too. Happy Friday. All right. Jan says, going to Massachusetts to spend time with my son and his family, the Littles, 4 and 6-year-old Grandies.
Grandies, yeah.
Grandies. That's awesome. All right. So what is your Feel Good Friday news? Let us know on the 94.9 HOM app, on Facebook, or we'd love to chat on this Friday. 800-228-1949. Don't judge.
Lori and Jeff.
Number 1, open your eyes, just look around and you'll discover.
The 94.9 HOM Morning Show. You're listening to the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff on a Feel Good Friday. 94.9 HOM. 5 calls says it all on the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff.
5 calls says it all is about Crocs. You know, the Crocs that podiatrists are seeing more teens and young people with feet problems because they're wearing Crocs all the time. But people love them. It's not discouraging anybody from wearing the Crocs. Crocs, love them or hate them? 5 calls says it all.
I can't deal with any shoe that I can't actually have a snug fit on my foot.
But you don't have
Flip-flops,
slippers or anything?
No, well, I do, but they fit perfectly.
They're snug.
And I actually wear an old pair of sneakers that slip on.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Hey, that's your version of Crocs. All right. Crocs, though.
But they're nice and tight.
You know Crocs, the rubber shoe. Are you a fan? Do you love them or hate them? 800-228-1949.
5 calls. Crocs. Do you like them or hate them?
I love them because they're wide and they fit my feet. And they make my feet happy, joy.
You made your point, Jose.
Jose, do you wear socks with your wide feet Crocs?
You know what? Yes and no. Depends on what my mood is.
Oh, I see. Your Croc mood. Okay. Well, Jose, I'm so glad that you enjoy your Crocs because I enjoy you.
Well, let me tell you, I enjoy you guys also.
Right.
Have a wonderful weekend and a long one, too, because I am sure going to need it.
Well, I'm glad you got a long one. We'll be here Monday, but thanks for rubbing it in.
Oh, okay, then I've been good because I'll harass you on Monday.
All right, you do. Please do. Please
by all means.
get up early and call us, all right?
Oh, all right. Definitely.
Bye, Jose.
Later.
5 calls. Crocs. Love them or hate them?
Love them.
Oh, boy, howdy. Okay, a couple of men calling up with the Croc love here.
Yeah, okay.
Croc
love. Crocodile love.
Socks or no socks? Just curious.
I don't really like to wear socks with them all that much, but as soon as I don't have to go to work, I've got them on.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Thanks, my Croc lover.
You. All right. I guess this could be
this
it
could
already,
be a
huh?
clean sweep. It's a quickie.
5 calls. Crocs. Love them or hate them?
Honestly, I don't feel that comfortable, so I don't like them very much. The only time I like them is if I'm wearing my Deadpool costume for cosplay.
When you're wearing
Deadpool costume for cosplay.
Deadpool costume for cosplay? He wears Crocs?
He's got a couple scenes with
Yes, in the first film, he puts on Crocs.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Well, thank you for deciding with the hate 'em. We appreciate that. Cosplay doesn't count.
Still time.
All right. Here we go.
5 calls. Crocs. Love them or hate them?
We love Crocs. I live in them year-round.
Oh,
Year-round? You mean for boots in the winter?
Year-round.
All right, please.
I will wear 3 pairs of socks before I put on sneakers or winter boots.
Okay, I need a photo of you shoveling your driveway in your Crocs, okay?
Oh, I don't shovel the driveway. My husband does that.
Does he wear Crocs?
All right, I'll tell you what. I need a picture of you in your Crocs watching your husband shovel the driveway.
He probably would.
Yeah, he would. Oh, my God, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic weekend. I hope it's a long one for you. You tipped it over to everybody in Maine loves Crocs.
It's the best way to start your day. Lori and Jeff on Feel Good Friday. 94.9 HOM. It's another Feel Good Friday with Lori and Jeff on 94.9 HOM. And now it's time for Coffee with Uncle Nicky.
Stay tuned for the good stuff.
Lori and Jeff on the HOM Morning Show.
Hello.
Uncle Nicky.
I forgot. I'm sorry. This forgetful moment is brought to you by White Mountain Overhead Door Memory Helping Company. God, I forgot.
Shannon and Wayne are going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, we saw them at the fair. They were all excited that you couldn't be there.
Uncle Nicky, one of the things that Wayne shared with me, because he was so shocked by this, how popular you are. He said, I had no idea how popular Uncle Nicky was.
That's very kind words and all. But how do you guys measure the popularity? How do you know this?
People come up to them all the time and talk about you, which is
Well, they're getting their doors.
Right, when they're getting the doors, or they call, or they, oh my God, I heard Uncle Nicky today. Oh, he's so funny.
And this was at the fair, so plenty of people were there walking by their booth.
Something else happened regarding you, Uncle Nicky. So we got this promotion guy. His name is Mike. He's awesome. He was at the fair also, and when he was there, he brought all of the Coffee with Uncle Nicky T-shirts and gave every single ding-dong one of them away. All of them.
Wow.
I know.
We're out of shirts.
We're out of shirts.
You still got your bra, right?
It's on and doing its job, Uncle Nicky. But here's the good news. We might be getting approval for the third run of T-shirts, Coffee with Uncle Nicky.
We don't have that many T-shirts for this radio station.
He's not kidding.
Well, that's very exciting news. I'm glad to hear that everything is copacetic.
They adore you. They adore that you're their spokesperson. They sponsor you, and you get that big fat paycheck from us every week.
I can go and gamble on the horses or something.
Save your money. We won't be talking to you next week because next week is our annual fundraiser called Cans for a Cure. We live, Uncle Nicky, in an RV in a parking lot of a mall for 3 days while we collect bottles and cans for the Maine Cancer Foundation.
Okay, cool.
And how is your lovely wife, Aunt Barb?
She's doing fine, yep.
And how are you doing, Uncle Nicky?
Hold on and I will check. I'm good!
Woo!
He uses a dipstick to find out his level.
I'm glad you guys are going to help some people with your remote.
I'm doing some early math, and it looks like we're going to have a pretty good year for the Maine Cancer Foundation. I'm hoping. I got my fingers crossed.
I wish my condolences to all the Floridians that took a hit. That's too bad.
They need a break, man. I'll tell you.
Sure. They need to relocate Florida right off the coast of Maine.
There you go.
We already got too many of them up here as it is.
I appreciate the sentiment, and we hope that you guys are good. You stay safe, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Will do.
We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Goodbye, Maynards.
I love you, Uncle Nicky.
Okay. Bye-bye.
It's Feel Good Friday on the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM. Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
Okay, if you missed the 9 a.m. code for that 30K, the last day for it, it's Feel Good Friday, so you might have a real good feeling about it. Your 9 a.m. code was 236236. So I just read about a guy. His name is Andrew Cunningham. He's 29. He's a Scotsman, and he has been getting freebies from companies by sending them poems. he read something, a tip online suggested that supermarkets send out free gifts if customers send him a poem. So he started writing poems to all sorts of businesses, and he gets free stuff for it. So he wrote a poem to Scrub Daddy. They make those scouring pads, the sponges.
Yeah.
Scrub Daddy, a sponge that's a gem, lasting through scrubs again and again. It's smiley face grinning through a mess with durability that's simply the best. From tough to gentle, it will never fail. A kitchen hero that's built to prevail. All right, so I'm going to.
This guy's making money off this?
Yeah, he's making. Well,
That's terrible.
He gets free, this. Okay, what rhymes with Mercedes Benz?
It's the best way to start your day. Lori and Jeff on Feel Good Friday. 94.9 HOM. You're listening to the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff on a Feel Good Friday. 94.9 HOM.
All right, what did we learn today, Lori Vornis?
We learned that Mainers love their Crocs. Don't be taking their Crocs. No. Love them.
You keep your Crocs.
Love them.
You look silly, but keep them.
With socks, without socks, you just love them. Just love my Crocs, says Mainers. And 5 calls says it all, so you know it's true. And we also learned that Uncle Nicky can't forget that we call him on Fridays, so he just answers the phone.
Hello.
Not as normal. The segment's being brought, and goes into his whole White Mountain overhead door thing.
But
no.
boy, he quickly did turn into that.
Oh, yeah, he knows. He knows who signs his paychecks. That's right.
Nobody.
And finally, we learned that a lot of people have Monday off, Indigenous Peoples Day, and we don't.
We'll be here.
We'll be here, and no one will be
listening.
listening.
You might not be, but we will be.
It's Feel Good Friday on the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM.